Right now, somewhere out there, someone is sitting on $10,000 in a savings account. They move a little money in every month. They feel responsible, disciplined, financially mature, and they have absolutely no idea that what they are doing as responsible as it feels is quietly guaranteeing that they will never build real wealth. Because here is the truth that almost nobody tells you. Saving money and building wealth are not the same thing. They are not even close to the same thing. And the gap between those two activities, the gap between what saving does and what investing does, is the difference between a comfortable life and a free one. Welcome to the Wealth Blueprint. Today, I am going to show you the exact step-by-step path from saving to investing. Not theory, not motivation. The precise sequence of decisions and actions that takes someone from money sitting idle in a bank account to money working around the clock, building wealth automatically, compounding silently, and eventually creating the kind of financial independence that most people only ever dream about. Let us start with the mathematics, because the numbers here are more shocking than most people realize. Imagine you save $10,000 in a typical savings account, earning 1% interest annually. After 1 year, you have $10,100. After 20 years, still at 1%, you have approximately $12,200. That is your reward for 20 years of discipline. $2,200 on a $10,000 investment. Now imagine that same $10,000 invested in a low-cost stock market index fund. The historical average annual return of the broad U.S. stock market over any rolling 20-year period in modern history has been approximately 10%. After 20 years at 10%, your $10,000 becomes approximately $67,000. Not $12,000, $67,000, from the same starting amount, from the same discipline, simply directed into a different vehicle. That is not a small difference. That is a life-changing difference. And it comes entirely from understanding the distinction between money that is protected and money that is working. Here is the framing that I want you to carry through the rest of this video. Saving money and investing money are not competing strategies. They are two sequential stages of the same process. Saving protects your money. Investing grows your money. And those are two fundamentally different jobs that cannot be performed by the same tool at the same time. The problem is that most people never make the transition from stage 1 to stage 2. They build up savings, they feel financially responsible, and they stay there earning 1% while inflation quietly erodes the real value of everything they have accumulated. Why does this happen? Not because people are uninformed. Most people, when you explain the math, immediately understand that investing beats saving over the long term. The reason it happens is psychological. Savings feel safe. The balance in your account does not fluctuate. It does not drop 5% on a random Tuesday because of news headlines in a country you have never visited. But investments do move. Up, down, sometimes dramatically. And that emotional volatility is enough to keep most people frozen in place, indefinitely, earning almost nothing. Understanding this psychological barrier is the first step. The second step is having a clear, specific sequence to follow so that the transition from saving to investing does not require reinventing the wheel each time you sit down to make a financial decision. Here is the sequence. Stage 1, build your financial foundation. Before you invest a single dollar, you need a completed emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of your actual living expenses, held in cash in a high-yield savings account, not in the market, not in investments. This money has one job: to ensure that a job loss, a medical event, a car repair, or any of the other inevitable disruptions that life produces cannot force you to sell your investments at the wrong time. This is critical, and most people underestimate it. The number one reason ordinary investors lose money is not the market. It is themselves. Specifically, it is the fact that they invest money they eventually need to spend, and when they need it, the market happens to be down and they are forced to sell at a loss. An emergency fund eliminates this scenario entirely. Once you have it, your investment accounts are genuinely untouchable, not because you have discipline, but because you never need to touch them. Stage 2. Create the mental separation. This is the step that makes everything else more manageable. Before you open a single investment account, change how you think about your money by creating two distinct categories: safety money and growth money. Safety money is the money in your emergency fund and any savings earmarked for goals within the next 2 years. This money lives in savings. It does not fluctuate, and it should not. Its job is to be there when you need it. Growth money is everything else money you will not need for at least 3 to 5 years. Money whose job is to compound and multiply over time. Growth money is allowed to move. Growth money is supposed to move. That is the mechanism that creates its returns. The mental separation between these two categories is what allows you to watch your investment account drop 10% in a month without panicking, because you know that your safety money is untouched and your growth money is operating exactly as designed. Stage 3. Open your first investment account and start small. This is where most people stall. They decide they want to invest, but then get overwhelmed by the options. Brokerage accounts, retirement accounts, taxable accounts, all of it feels complicated before you have done it once. Here is what you need to know. If your employer offers a retirement account with any form of matching contribution, that is where you start. Every dollar your employer matches is a 100% instant return on your investment before the market does anything at all. Contributing at least enough to capture the full match is the single highest return investment available to most employed people. After that, look at tax-advantaged individual retirement accounts. These accounts allow your money to grow either tax-free or tax-deferred, depending on the type, which significantly accelerates the compounding process over decades. After maximizing those, a standard taxable brokerage account gives you full flexibility to invest any amount at any time without contribution limits. Start wherever makes sense for your situation. The specific account matters far less than the habit of consistent contribution. Stage 4. Invest in the simplest available options first. This is the step where beginners most often make mistakes that cost them years of returns. They hear about investing and immediately want to pick individual stocks, time the market, or speculate on assets they read about online. The data on this behavior is unambiguous and unfavorable. The vast majority of individual stock pickers underperform the market average over any 10-year period. The alternative is the index fund, a single investment that instantly gives you ownership of hundreds or thousands of companies simultaneously at a very low annual cost. When you own a total stock market index fund, you own a piece of every significant company in the economy. You do not need to identify winners. You do not need to follow quarterly earnings reports. You simply participate in the aggregate growth of the economy over time. Warren Buffett, the most celebrated investor of the 20th century, has repeatedly and publicly stated that low-cost index funds are the optimal investment for most people who are not professional investors. That is not because index funds are mediocre. It is because they are quietly extraordinary. Simple, diversified, low cost, and consistently effective over long periods. Stage 5. Make it automatic and remove yourself from the decision. This is the stage that transforms occasional investing into genuine wealth building. Set up an automatic monthly transfer from your checking account to your investment account on a fixed schedule. Before you see the money. Before you have the chance to decide whether this is a good month to invest. Before the news convinces you to wait. This automation serves two purposes. First, it ensures consistency, the single most powerful variable in long-term investing. Second, it removes the emotional component from the decision entirely. You are no longer deciding to invest every month based on how you feel about the economy, the headlines, or your current expenses. The system decides. You just let it run. Here is what consistent automatic investing actually produces over time. $300 per month invested in a broad market index fund, assuming an average annual return of 8%, grows to approximately $285,000 over 25 years. You contributed $90,000. The remaining $195,000 came entirely from compound growth, from time, from simply not stopping. That number changes dramatically with small adjustments. $500 per month at 8% over 25 years becomes $475,000. $1,000 per month becomes $950,000. And the returns accelerate with time. The last 5 years of a 30-year compounding period often produce more growth than the first 15. This is why starting matters so much. Not because the amounts you invest in the beginning are large. They are usually not. But because every month you delay, you are losing the most valuable resource in investing: time. And time is the one thing you can never buy back. Here is the complete sequence one more time in order. First, build your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of living expenses before investing anything. Second, separate your money mentally into safety money and growth money and never confuse the two. Third, open your investment accounts and start contributing, beginning with any employer match available to you. Fourth, invest in simple, low-cost index funds rather than individual stocks or complicated strategies. Fifth, automate everything and give compounding the time it needs to produce results that feel almost impossible when you first start. The transition from saving to investing is not a single decision. It is a sequence of decisions made in the right order, for the right reasons, and then left alone to compound. The people who execute this sequence with patience are the ones who arrive at retirement with genuine financial options, not just the option to stop working, but the option to live entirely on their own terms. That is what we are building here. Step by step, video by video, the blueprint is in your hands. All that remains is the decision to follow it. Leave a comment below and tell me where you are right now. Are you in the saving stage, the investing stage, or somewhere in the gap between them? I read every comment, and your answer helps me know what to cover next. Subscribe to the Wealth Blueprint, hit the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Your money should be working. Let us make sure it is.